To the second corruption trial now of former state Senate Majority Leader Joe Bruno. Today, Bruno's consulting work and his involvement in the horse racing franchise was under the spotlight. Matt Markham has been covering this trial for us, and he's been there since the beginning, and he's live outside the federal courthouse in Albany now. Matt, what was going on in court today?
Liz, I have to start at least with something slightly procedural but important and interesting, and the fact that the prosecution has not rested yet, but the defense did call its first two witnesses in this case this afternoon. There's evidently a legal issue with the last of the prosecution's witnesses. So we'll talk about the defense in just a minute, but here's how the prosecution got close to ending its case today. This morning, Frank Gluchowski was back on the stand. He served as legal counsel to the Senate Majority Conference and Ethics Committee. Though the senator himself had to sign off on financial disclosure forms, Gluchowski said he advised decisions about what was listed on those forms and how consulting clients didn't have to be. Emails were introduced into evidence showing confusion about what work Senator Bruno was performing as a consultant, earning $20,000 a month. Bruno was hired by businessman Jared Abruzzese, who also had a stake in a company which received a state grant after the senator began his consulting agreement. Abruzzese was also linked to a group looking to bid on the horse racing franchise in an effort to privatize the operation. The New York Racing Authority held and does hold that franchise now. Former co-chairman Stephen Dunker testified this afternoon that he heard the senator wanted him to step aside. Former CEO Charles Hayward confirmed that, saying he heard someone on the Oversight Committee wanted Dunker gone as well. But Dunker did not know much about that Oversight Board on cross-examination. The defense had said that the senator cared a great deal about racing in New York as an economic engine and that NYRA experienced trouble in the mid-2000s. Senator Bruno himself did not have much time to share his thoughts on general topics on the way to lunch.
Everybody's telling me I look tired. And you know why I look tired? Because I am tired.
CBS 6 legal expert Darren Ashton joins us here now. Thank you for being here with us, Paul. And the first thing I want to ask you is a little bit about how the defense is starting to call witnesses now. And they began with Jean Neff, former president of the Sage Colleges. Why her?
That's because part of the allegations here is that a $2.5 million grant to Russell Sage College for the facilities of evidence was designed to benefit Abruzzese's interests. So the defense wants to show no, the senator had nothing to do with this really. It was initiated by Russell Sage College.
And when you saw the folks from NYRA taking the stand today, or formerly from NYRA, you did not hear Mr. Abruzzese's name, and I think some people might have been a little bit surprised about that, but there's a reason for that.
Well, first of all, this is definitely part of the prosecution's case that Abruzzese's racing interests were being advanced by Senator Bruno. However, the individuals from NYRA didn't really mention him, and that may be because they weren't aware of his interest in this, that he was, quote, pulling the screens and that he was in the background. Yet the prosecution did present evidence early on to show that Abruzzese, through Wayne Barr, wanted to advance his representation on the board.
Okay, we'll talk a little bit more at 6 o'clock. Thank you, Paul. And, the defense said it needs 2 days to do what it needs to do, so we could be talking about closing arguments possibly Thursday or Friday. We'll have a lot more coming up at 6 o'clock. For now at U.S. District Court, Matt Markham, CBS 6 News.